Everybody. Welcome back to Movie Reviews, and this is the 12th and final episode of the first series of my video series on YouTube. And so the film I picked is 48 Hours, directed by Walter Hill. An instant 80s classic this is. This obviously is a very quite an interesting film in a few ways, mainly because it's one of Eddie Murphy's very first films, like going into, well, first Hollywood film actually, directed by a well-known director, Walter Hill, and also stars Nick Nolte, James Remar, Sonny Landham, David Patrick Kelly, Frank McRae, and Annette O'Toole. Quite a good cast it is. It's quite interesting, and the story itself is also quite nicely done as well. All to do with police detective Jack Colt, played by Nolte, who is on trail of two escaped prisoners actually. Well, one escaped prisoner and his lackey, who escaped and venture off into San Francisco, who are after the money that a local con man named Reggie Hammond has kept away from them. And obviously Reggie Hammond is played by Eddie Murphy, of course, and obviously they've been partnered up and to get the money and also bring down Remar, Landon, and possibly David Patrick Kelly as well, into start getting the money. So Walter Hill's 48 Hours is an interesting one itself, because it's one of the early. It's the first buddy cop movie that has drawn attention, and people say it's actually the proper first buddy cop movie. And I know people might say Lethal Weapon and stuff like that, but Lethal Weapon came afterwards. This came before, in 1982, obviously. Mm-hmm. Sorry, got a bit of lip hack then. Yeah, so it sort of marked a change, and it made a little genre of its own that still carried on for a lot of years. Same with 21 Jump Street and the Lethal Weapon franchise, of course, and the other guys. Yeah, other guys, and loads of other titles. Pretty much. Next, obviously, this is rated 18, of course, due to the language, due to the violence, and sort of the initial threat, really. Intensity, I think. It's not very intensity. It's quite funny as well. There's good hints of comedy thanks to Eddie Murphy, of course, who at that time was sort of known for his performance on Saturday Night Live. Obviously, Saturday Night Live is the famous American sketch comedy show, which I'm just trying to think. We had a few, didn't we? We had sketch comedies like Comic Strip Presents. We also had Friday Night Live. I think and Saturday Live. I think so. Yeah, Saturday Live and just one of those. Yeah. So obviously, he come from through comedy roots, of course, and obviously brought his sort of comedic flair to him, like his energy that he has which he has used in SNL, and also brought over here with a bit of sternness as well, and a little bit of smartness as well, like a bit of cunningness that he has when playing Reggie Hammond. One thing I mention, James Horner. Obviously, James Horner had sadly passed away in 2015 due to an unexpected plane crash, really. Quite a shame, because he was a great composer. The music that he's done here is actually quite... so it's got a bit of 80s-ness. It's got it's quite frantic, a little bit electronic. Similar stuff that he's done with Commando 2 years later. And a little bit of maybe Red Heat as well, and Gorky Park. Yeah, there's some similarities with some scoring that he's been doing in the 80s, especially electronic scores in the 80s very much. There's a little bit of comparisons between some of them. Like he's used some elements in one film, then used into another, and that's 2 years later. That's how I felt, because when I watched it, it just reminded a bit like Commando very much. The music itself, so it sounded like Commando, which obviously, because I've seen Commando a lot of years ago, and also looking it back, Also watching it back, it does sound very. It sounds very similar when with the action cues, the chase scenes, and of course maybe some opening music of the opening titles. That's how it is. It's just maybe like a copy and paste technique that Horner has never really used that much, but it works in the films that he's been doing. Yeah. Visually, of course, it's quite nice. It's an interesting thing to see San Francisco, of course. Obviously, we had Dirty Harry and Bullitt. That was set around San Francisco, so seeing it in the well, obviously we had Bullitt in the 60s, Dirty Harry in the 70s, and now in 48 Hours in the 80s. It's sort of like buddy cop crime thriller comedy in San Francisco as the decades go by. I think that's how I think I put it. Not rightly. And obviously with Nolte, quite a standout character, a bit gruff, a bit tough, like a very tough man, has no answers at all, does it in his own way, just like that. That's what I think of him. I think he's a good actor though, but he hasn't reached up to some expectations. He's made a lot of classic films, but it's sort of like it's all mixed really. Like he does great films and there's some really bad films, but it's just how an actor's career works. That's how it happens. It happens to everybody. And obviously, with Eddie Murphy now, he's sort of declined very much. Since the 2000s, he's done duff films, like bad films very much, because you got like Me, Dave, The Adventures of Pluto Nash, and I don't know, was it done from Boomerang, I think. Since obviously the start of the 21st century, he's been sort of going dipping down, wherever he was going in the 80s and bit of 90s as well. I think it's just due to age or just basically what he wants to do, obviously, or how it's written, how it's directed. It's just how it is. It's how that's how I think. And obviously with Walter Hill directing, it's all works, and maybe the other films that he's been doing afterwards, really. Yeah. Sorry, my neighbours are banging. I can really hear them in the bang. It's making a lot of noise. It's either got the cousins around or maybe like one of the daughters come back. I don't know, but I can hear them banging. It's like my walls are going thin they are. Jeez. Sorry for the disruptions of this video, of this review. What was I saying? Oh yes, because of actors going around just create so on. David Patrick Kelly, of course, who appeared in Walter's one of his film in his 1979 film The Warriors, actually came back, and surprisingly she has the same name, which is quite funny. Now this is a theory that I was thought, because I watched this and then watched The Warriors, quite recently, maybe like a couple of days ago actually. And obviously, David Patrick Kelly shares the name as Luther. I think it's basically the same person as Luther, same character as Luther from the Warriors. He basically has no gag anymore. He's basically quit the Rogues, gone from New York, and is now living in San Francisco on his own. Has sort of a new life of his own, on his own, and just basically gets embroiled in the money cashing in between with Remar and Landon against after Murphy's money, and that's what I think it is. I just think it's the same person from the same character. Yeah, same character in this film that this comes from his previous film, or the film they worked with Hill with. That's basically sad. It's sort of like a sort of a pseudo continuation of that character, very much. That's what I think. And also we've got James Remar, of course. I think similar as well, because it's not really, because he's got a different name, hasn't he? But James Remar is always still good. Still good screen person. Still has that packs a punch. And so Landon, surprisingly, because I recognised him and think, oh, it's him who played Billy in Predator as well. That's what I didn't know. And obviously, I think now with Sonny Landon, you don't know what you might get. Who knows? But anyway, 48 Hours is a quintessential 80s classic. It's fantastic. It launched the genre, or the sort of subgenre of body cop movies, very much. That's the starting point. Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy do a fantastic job. Same with David Patrick Kelly, Annette O'Toole, Zoe Landon, James Remar, you know, and Frank McRae, who I actually forgot who who I remember. He's basically the shouty police commissioner, and I do remember he appeared in Last Action Hero at the beginning, saying Slater, and I thought he doesn't look familiar. And I just realised, oh, I think he appears in a lot of body cop movies with that sort of temperament, I think. But anyway, if you want to see the very first Eddie Murphy film, what styles him very much like his starting point, this is the one. Give this a watch. It is fantastic. I'm not sure about the sequel though. I need to watch the sequel to see how that works. Although people are a bit mixed about that sequel, but I might give it a watch and see what I think. I might do a review it at some point later maybe in a series or two. But that's it. Anyway, that's the finale sorted out. The 12th and final episode of the first series of my movie review series, which I feel proud of now, and we'll be doing season 2, and you'll probably have to find out when that'll be. Probably soon. It'll come extremely soon. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It's just how it is. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you for series 2.